Hello and welcome to the first of a three-part podcast series in which we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the legal time recording space, and in particular why time recording and time data are set to become two of the most influential factors in future law firm development. In this first episode, we'll be reviewing the market as it stands today, looking at how it stacks up from a vendor and technology perspective, and also the prevailing attitudes within law firms of all sizes. Next time, we'll be exploring a technological advance that is set to redefine how law firms view and value time. And in the final part, we'll be focusing on the future and how time could well be central to business transformation. But it's back to today, and I'm joined by Phil Wedgwood, CEO of time capture specialist and global market leader, Rekoop. Welcome, Phil.
Hi, Sarah.
Now, Phil, there's something going on with time recording. It's a long-established discipline, and we've had time recording systems for a couple of decades now, but suddenly it seems like it's legal tech's sort of hottest pick. Could you explain the renaissance for us?
Yeah, I think it's definitely increased in popularity. We've seen very solid growth in our business over the last 3 years, which has been completely fueled by the pickup of this within the legal sector, and obviously that's the only place we focus on. We're very ruthless, in fact, in terms of what we do sell to market, and that's time recording solutions for the law firms. That's it. And I think in essence, why has there been a renaissance? I think it's quite simple, really. I think that really over the last 2 to possibly 3 years, we have built some tech that when law firms see it, they are pretty much blown away by what actually technology can do, automating the entirety of the whole time capture process and really remove that sort of traditional burden, if you like, that used to always be attributed to good old-fashioned time recording.
Can you give us a sense of scale and the change that's happened, the increase, the penetration in the market? How quick has it been?
I think, Carpe Diem started this off back in the 90s, and I think we're quite quick at attracting probably the top kind of 20-ish type of firms, which is really where they sat in the market. And then really what followed was almost sort of 2 decades of tumbleweed, really, within that sort of tech space. And what we've been able to do more recently is re-engineer from the ground up, using the latest technologies, the Rekoop approach to what we see as legal time recording as it should be. And that's something that's absolutely resonated with the legal community, really all across the place. It's not just an English thing or a UK thing. We've seen it right across all the areas of the globe, really, and I think we're currently live with users in 41 countries with our technology.
Okay, so going back to the UK for the moment, what sort of uplift have we seen in terms of dedicated system use?
Well, I think we've gone from probably around sort of 20-something percent, low 20s% penetration to what you'd regard as the dedicated time recording technologies, to now is close to 50% of the top 200 anyway. Traditionally, it's been stronger in the top 100 firms, but I think one of the things that our sort of software as a service, easy deploy type of approach that we've been taking has been very well received in the mid-tier market. So that sort of outside the top 100 down to really almost the high street. I think we've got firms now of all shapes and sizes, very strong in many of the regions, firms which may have as few as 50 fee earners in them. The great thing for them is that they can have the same technology that the top 10 global firms have got.
And are Rekoop the market leader now?
Yeah, so I think we've overtaken Carpe Diem now, who were the market leader, which is a great achievement for us. It's something obviously that we wanted to do when we really took this to market 4 years ago. So we're really proud of the team to have achieved that. And I think if you look at the win rate, and really if you look at the success of Rekoop's penetration into the legal sector at all areas. I think if you look at, again, our total market share now, total client base, it's well in excess of our two closest competitors outside of the US in terms of total clients. So I think and we've really have driven the market. Rekoop has done that. The vast majority of all the wins that have been driven in the last 2 years as have been Rekoop. It's really that simple. So we're really proud of that, and the market's recognising that now.
How have you differentiated yourself from your nearest competitors, Carpe and Intap?
Well, again, I think the biggest differentiation is in the tech and the innovation around how that's deployed. So when it was launched, it's SaaS only, cloud only. It was written from the ground up, from a standing start, using all the latest technologies. We haven't sweated legacy tech. We haven't written tech that's non-native. So we've always prided ourselves on having a phenomenal user experience. And I think what's also been interesting is we haven't done any M&A. We haven't enhanced that portfolio through M&A, which that happens out there in the legal space. And I think we've stuck true to our roots and our vision, which was to try and use the latest technologies to automate the production of timesheets. And by doing that and being a ruthless pure play time recording specialist, all our R&D and all our focus has been ploughed into achieving that. And there is simply no other global vendor that has done that. We are globally unique in that respect.
You talked about native app development just then. There has been some buzz in the market recently with Carpe releasing their latest generation product, which is written in HTML5, which has caused some raised eyebrows. I think Rekoop were the first vendor, though, to go native. You've been native from the start.
Yeah, we have. We've always been native, and we believe right from the off that was the best approach for a user experience perspective. It obviously carries a much larger overhead for the vendor, but that's our problem. Our strategy has been to be technology agnostic. We have to be technology agnostic. We can't dictate the IT strategy of a law firm. It has to be literally the reverse. Whatever technology a law firm chooses to procure, or indeed has already, we have to embrace, we have to innovate, we have to integrate, and we have to embrace those technologies. And that's our challenge, and that's not the challenge of the law firm. And that's, again, quite a unique approach that we've taken around pulling that together.
The problems you're seeing in law firms, or the problems you're addressing with your technology, they probably range far and wide. Do you have probably clients who are quite progressive in their views on time and time capture, and others who are perhaps behind the curve a bit? Could you sketch out for us sort of the two ends of the spectrum?
It does vary, and we see it within our client base. Being open, there are some firms that buy these technologies because they really get it. They're really progressive. They want to understand the cost of doing business. They want to understand the metrics that come off the back of that. It's all about manipulating the output so that they can take that within the business and be progressive with new pricing models and utilization models and all of that good stuff. And I think there are other firms that do see it as a bit of a box tick, really. Other firms have got it. Lawyers want to do mobile time recording, things like that, and they'll buy it for that reason. One of the things that we're really proud of is obviously to try and constantly communicate to all our clients the fact that we've got to take them on this journey, and it is a journey to many firms. The whole process of automating the timesheet generation and then looking at the output of that data, because that's where you're going to maximize the value of the whole purpose of automated time capture, I guess, is actually looking and manipulating the data that it generates. If it's there as a technology box tick, you won't gain the competitive advantage that you should.
Thanks, Phil. Join us next time when we'll be exploring a technological advance that is set to redefine how law firms view and value their time.